Welcome back, Patriots, for another episode of the Bald Brad Show. It is officially Friday. We made it through another week of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as president and vice president. I'm not so sure they're actually president and vice president. I don't know who's pulling the strings here, but it's somebody. Well, we made it through another week nonetheless, and couldn't be more than happy to spend this fine and every weekday morning with you, bright and early, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Maybe for some of you, it's a little bit later, but thank you for choosing our program, our outlet, and our community to kick your morning off right. And then after, you jump into everybody else's podcast. And I'll tell you, I'm a little fired up this morning. Yeah, in a good way. In a good way. I was doing a little extra show prep. I wake up about 4:30, 4:45. Do a little bit more show prep because news comes out, over the evening. And, Donald Trump was on Fox and Friends. So instead of doing some more show prep, I just watched Trump just do a great job. The guy is killing it, man. Donald Trump, he's doing everything right. I mean, really, he is doing everything right. I can't believe how much stuff that guy does. He was going through his schedule, and I think we've all been there where we're really craving sleep. And he admitted, he's like, I was really tired yesterday and I wanted to do all these things, but I needed to do this interview. And then I had to go to this dinner, which we'll show you the highlights of. And you look at Joe Biden and the guy's hooked up to his CPAP machine, 16 of the 24 hours out of the day. Look at Kamala Harris, nowhere to be found. She wasn't even at the dinner last night. The dinner was basically for Democrats, and Trump joins the lion's den and smashes his speech. Now, I only saw a couple highlights on TikTok, which we're on, by the way. Follow me over at TikTok, and a few things on Twitter. But for the most part, this is a reaction commentary show. So, hit that like button. It does help us. But Friday's more of a relaxed show. You all know that. Friday's kind of like, hey, we're going to throw in the things we didn't really get to throughout the week. And then we'll just round it off really nicely with probably half the episode all about Donald Trump's speech last night. A lot of videos, a lot of highlights. But let me wet my whistle really quick before we jump into the craziness. Now, as you know, the election is, about 2.5 weeks out, 3 weeks, a little bit less. And the foozery's already started, you guys. There was Leslie over on X last night posted this guy showing the Oregon State Treasury or I don't even know what the website was. Something through the state treasury or something. Didn't have Donald Trump's name popping up. And she's like, hey, all these podcasts, my name was included. Hey, can you verify this stuff? And I went on there and his name is not on there. And there was about 2 or 3 reasons as to why that would have been. But it's kind of odd that Donald Trump or J.D. Vance is not appearing on Oregon's site. So that's a little weird. Not that he would win it, but it's still weird. And I bring that up because you have this taking place. The foozery's already begun. We know that. Nothing new here. But the assault on transparency, the RNC is now suing Detroit for ballot drop box footage deleted. I don't know what it is with these Democrat-ran areas. Just pipe bursting. Somebody got sick, so we had to shut the whole thing down, closing the curtains, putting up poster boards so you can't see the stuff. It's really odd to me. I don't know if it's just because I'm looking at Fox News, the New York Post, Real Clear Politics, the Daily Wire, News One, all these sites. I don't know if I'm not hearing of Republican areas doing all these shenanigans. You notice that? It just seems to be coming from mostly Democrat-ran areas. It's really odd, right? And let me know if I'm wrong. If you find an article where it's like, oh yeah, Republicans are being sued by the DNC for deleting footage. They claiming there's water pipes bursting again. They're shutting everybody down. They're kicking everybody out. They're putting poster boards up. Let me know. thebaldbradshow@gmail.com. Let me know. Just toss me an email with the link, please, of the article, and I'll check it out. So the RNC is suing Detroit on Tuesday, accusing the city officials of violating Michigan law by deleting surveillance footage of an absentee ballot drop box. And nothing's going to happen, by the way. How do we know that? Well, nothing has happened from 2020 when they did all that foozery. Nothing happened. And so that's why they're going to do it again. And I got a couple election things here for you folks. So buckle up because, as you know, people are already voting, as you're seeing. Remember that clip we showed a couple weeks ago? I mean, hell, we showed it a while ago as well, where CNN was out there at like a gas station or whatever. Yeah, you know, people are sitting out here voting, and things are going pretty good, I guess. Hey, look, there's somebody voting right now. And they walk over, and this lady's just carrying like 30 ballots in her hand. She can barely hold them all. And she's like stuffing the ballot box full of just stuff. Illegal. They caught like an illegal voting right there on the spot. Nothing done. Nobody in jail. She's still roaming free. So Michigan resident whose request for footage monitoring a ballot box in the city was denied by officials last month filed the suit alongside the RNC. The individual in the RNC alleged that Detroit's Department of Elections violated Michigan Freedom of Information Act laws by getting rid of the footage. What do they have to hide, folks? What do they have to hide? A lot. A lot. Because, well, Michigan, God, that sounds a lot like what we just said, right? Wait, hold on a sec. Just weird, violating Michigan law. Detroit's in Michigan. Weird, but then we go here. Michigan's voter rolls list 8.4 million voters. There are fewer than 8 million voting age residents in the state. Carry the 1, drop the 2, cut out the 0 from my Fisher. That seems like it's not supposed to happen. Yeah, a little quick man. Yeah, no. So the Fooseries, it's here again. Around 8.4 million people are registered to vote in Michigan, but that's nearly 500,000 more people than the total number of voting age residents in the state. Oh. And by the way, gee, could there possibly be maybe some illegal immigrants in this number? Yes. Could there possibly be people voting on the list that either don't live in the state or don't actually reside in a property that exists in the state? Yes. And did Michigan not want to clean up their voter registration rules to capitalize on the fact that these people are going to vote for the Democrat Party? Yes. Isn't it interesting that the RNC had already started all these lawsuits many months ago, like we saw in Nevada, like we saw in Pennsylvania, like we see in Michigan? All these states did not want to clean up their voter registration rules. Case in point, is happening right now. And then when they actually do, like we saw in Virginia, well, then the Democrats come in and sue them. We saw that yesterday and the day before, where Virginia was trying to get non-citizens off their voter registration rolls. And then you have the media coming out going, it's illegal. Yeah. It's illegal to vote. You can't do that if you're a non-citizen. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. Then how are they on the voter registration rolls? And then how are they voting? Well, it's illegal. Yeah, so it's illegal to come into the country, but they still did it. You know what I mean? It's illegal to steal things, but people still do it. Yeah, but it's illegal. They're idiots. They're not with us. I'm telling you. I don't know what the hell, how these people are getting paid all this money to act so stupid or be so stupid, but it's a remarkable country to be able to uplift it to a level like that and get paid millions of dollars to be an idiot on national television. Hey, at least I'm an idiot and I'm on YouTube and Rumble. It's not like, it's not like we're getting paid millions here. If I could, I'd still do it. I don't blame them for being idiots and going on legacy media and acting like a buffoon. Just thought we could do a little bit better here. So the Fooseries there. They're not going to clean up their voter registration rolls. Inflated voter rolls in Michigan, a vital battleground state. I mean, if the polls are true, and again, I know a lot of you don't think they're true. That's fine. I think they're a little bit flubbed, inflated as well. These margins are going to matter. That's the problem. And the fact that, we already don't have a lot of confidence in our elections doesn't help the matter here one bit. Even if Trump wins, I'm still going to wonder, okay, well, who voted illegally? Who voted that shouldn't have voted? That's still going to be crossing my mind whether I don't give a shit who won. I was like, can we still fix this? Okay, cool. My guy won. That's awesome. That's fine. Can we still fix it? You notice the Democrats aren't coming out going, yeah, if Kamala wins, can we still look under the hood to see if everything's legit? I don't care what side wins. I just want this whole process fixed so that we're not sitting back here wondering if everything's legit or not and what type of influence and illegal fraud or illegal things took place. So you have that right there. It's truly mind-blowing. And it's Democrats' fault too, as well as Republicans. It's both of their faults. Well, the talking points have been disseminated. Media swooped to defend Kamala Harris in lockstep. So she had a disastrous interview with Brett on Fox. We watched it together. If you haven't seen that full interview with us when we did it live, you got to go check it out because It was a blast. Brett used her weird face as like a punching bag going, brrr, and she was just, oh, God, oh, Donald Trump. It's Trump's fault. Trump this and Trump that. That's Donald Trump's fault. Right? She's just going back and forth. She couldn't answer any questions. I mean, how could you when a guy's just using you as a punching bag and Brett's just like, so within hours of Vice President Kamala Harris's appearance on Fox News, it became clear that the legacy media outlets had all received their pre-written talking points and their marching orders. This is going back quite a bit. Do y'all remember when the email was leaked and there was like this list that had all these talking points and scripts being sent out to all these media outlets and Democrats? Do y'all remember that? And they all had the same thing. And that's why you see those like montages of like 20 news stations and the script is exactly the same thing, is because they're probably doing that again. They're all connected. They're all interwoven. They're all being ran by the deep state, and they're all getting the same script. So she gets just slapped around by Brett Baier. And the media come out and start massaging, right? The shoulders. Oh, Kamala's so great. Brett's so terrible. Here's one individual. I figured Brett would be tough. I didn't think he would be downright rude and disrespectful. The VP did great. She's strong. She's nice, and he was scared. He's a bully. I added a few things in there if you're listening on audio, but she did say the VP did great. She is strong. He is scared. Brett was trying not to laugh. I don't think the guy was scared at all. He was like, this is easier than I thought. You love how like finally they go, well, he was rude and disrespectful because he gave back to her what the media had been doing to Donald Trump since 2015. Like this whole idea that because he was interrupting her, trying to get a question in. Mind you, bitch, she was late to her own freaking interview by over 15 minutes. Mind you, you're supposed to start at 5 and your team picked the time and you were still late. And don't act like, well, she's busy. She has a lot going on. She can't even make it to a Democrat dinner. She can't even sit there and make it to the border in 3.5 years. She's not busy. She hasn't done anything. In the same way, Joe Biden, what's your excuse for him? He's been on vacation at least 40% of his presidency. And that number's being generous. There's never been a sitting president that's taken more vacation time than him. Kamala Harris, well, who knows what she's been doing, but allegedly she's been in the room making all the decisions along with Joe Biden, but she's going to separate herself. We got to turn the page, you guys. We got to turn the page from what has been so we could be unburdened by what has been. Well, they're going to say that he was just disrespectful and rude, but there's no concept to the media, the legacy media for the last, I don't know, almost a decade with Donald Trump. So here they are. Here's CNN and a bunch of other buffoons.
Hadass, good to see you both. I want to ask you, Brian, about this other moment between Kamala Harris and Brett Baier. It was over whether Trump, his comments about the enemy from within and so on. Let's play that and talk about it on the other side.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. But think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So,
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within.
It is the enemy from within, and they're very dangerous. They're Marxists and communists and fascists, and they're sick. I use a guy like Adam Schiff because they made up the Russia hoax. It took 2 years to solve the problem. Absolutely nothing was done wrong, et cetera, et cetera. They're dangerous for our country. We have China, we have Russia, we have all these countries. If you have a smart president, they can all be handled. The more difficult are, the Pelosi's, these people, they're so sick and they're so evil.
Well done,
yeah,
Trump.
I mean, Brian, obviously what we showed there was the moment that Brett Baier showed Vice President Harris during the interview, and then the actual moment that occurred during that town hall that he should have shown during the interview. What did you make of that?
The town hall was...
Isn't it rich that CNN's trying to critique Fox News with Brian Stelter on the camera with Jim Acosta? Those two nut jobs are going to lecture anybody about journalism? Really? Really? Gosh. Stop.
Softball. The Harris interview was hardball, and that's to be expected from Fox because it is an extension of the Trump campaign. That's why it's so notable.
Stop. CNN, the same site that still to this day says we're unbiased, we're most trustworthy news. I can't even believe they rehired this guy. Look at, you give bald people a bad name, Brian.
That Harris showed up and did the interview. But what she was doing, whether by reading the URL for her website or pointing out Trump's actual claims, she was trying to get information through to a pro-Trump audience that rarely hears it. You know, there's these excuses being made for Trump's.
We rarely hear this. Brian, not the Brian in the chat, Brian Stelter. We grew up in leftist territory through the education system, through the entertainment industry, listening to the media. Every avenue and facet of our life has been in some way, shape, or form being manipulated or being observed, looking at leftist policies and progressive policies. That is why we know the left better than the left knows the right, because we grew up. They don't sit there and reach out to conservatives. They're not taught in the school system about conservative values or what a Republican is. They don't sit there and learn that in the media or as hell, predominantly the Hollywood, the entertainment industry. So don't give me this of like, oh, well, you know, they don't ever know what the left's talking about. They don't ever hear from Kamala. Folks, how often do we hear Kamala here on the show? Every day? Haven't they got every day? Do we play? I think our first, second, third article almost every day is about Kamala and how she's an idiot.
Enemies comments. People like, even on this network are sometimes pretending that Trump's only talking about Marxists and communists. That's not true. He's talking about Democratic politicians, media companies, tech companies. Trump is very clearly threatening to exact retribution if he's elected next year.
Of course you're freaking out because you sat there and used the law to go against your political opponents, and they're scared that it's going to happen to them, and rightfully so. And by the way, that's not what Trump was talking about. Trump was talking about the gang members, the MS-13 violent gang members, the ones that are taking over apartment complexes. Their names slip in my mind. You also have the people that are murdering our women and children and raping them as well. I mean, that's just the stuff we know about. Can you imagine the women and children that are currently locked up right now, or the 350,000 that were allegedly sold off into forced labor as slaves around the world? There's more slavery happening today than actually the height of slavery. Let that one sink in. I'd also like to point out, Brian, since you don't have a half a brain cell left in your head, just like Joe Biden. What's going on with the other children that weren't sold off into forced labor? So, it's sex trafficking, Brian. Yeah, that's right. It's sex trafficking. But remember, all these people are good. They're here for a better life. I mean, we do an article every day about how these people are murdering people, running them over with their cars, stabbing them, shooting them, killing them, all these things. But, you know, CNN wants to be a shill for the Democrat Party, always. You also have this in lockstep. So again, it's astonishing how they all have the same exact phraseology here, is it not? Harris interview on Fox gets testy by NPR. Kamala Harris spars with Fox News anchor and testy CNN. AP News is marked by testy exchange. The Hollywood Reporter opens with testy exchange. Weird. Harris vows break from Biden in testy Fox News interview. Like, how often do we use that word? How often? When was the last time you even used the word testy? I was close the other day when I did a short in a video of how Joe Biden did a physical and they grabbed his balls. I mean, that's pretty close to testicles. I was probably closer than a lot of other people using that word. Mr. President, cough. And his dentures fly out. Where'd your balls go? Well, they're cut off long ago. You're a Democrat. Yeah, the other big news that happened yesterday is big news by the IDF. A lot of hearts for that. You guys. Yeah, I'm dead serious. Again, Friday's a lot more loose show. So if you want something that's a little bit more like, you got to join us Monday through Thursday. Friday's a little bit more loose. I can read the chat a little bit more. I try not to look at the chat too much, and I'm not trying to butter you guys up. You guys get me going. You get me going. I love to laugh. I love comedy, which is why I can't wait to get to Trump's speech, because I haven't seen it and I think it's gonna be really funny. I've heard it's funny, but you guys are on a whole nother level in the chats. Let me tell you. It's kind of like sometimes I wish that somebody else was doing my show so I could hang out with all of you and see everything that you write, because it's that good. I really do mean that. Israel eliminates Hamas leader. Finally. So this guy was basically a little bitch and was hiding underground for like the last year and hiding behind civilians. But don't worry, they're tough. Oh yeah, this guy, they're so tough, but they have to hide. I mean, if you were so involved in being a martyr, right, for the cause, for your faith, or whatever the hell reason you're doing this, like, wouldn't you sit there, be like your chest puffed out and like, let's go, let's do this? But no, they're bitches. Sinwar was killed along with 2 other terrorists in a building where there were no signs of any hostages being present. IDF reported Israel soldiers saw terrorists entering the building and ordered a strike against it. Boom. The IDF confirmed the news in a statement Thursday evening. I can confirm as well. I can't show it on here, but there's drone footage of this guy sitting in a chair, just all, I'm a cuss, but all fucked up, dude. He's just like sitting there. He's like thinking about his life, like, oh shit. He's all bleeding. And then they, I don't know if they blew him up again or raided the place, but they just shot this guy a bunch of times. And they got a picture of his dead body. Okay. We get pictures of this guy's dead body. I'm still waiting for a picture of Osama bin Laden's dead body. I was told that Osama bin Laden, when he was shot in the freaking forehead, his head flayed open like a book. That's what I was told. We'll see. But I'm still waiting for those photos. Do you ever go back and read the comments? They're hilarious. Yeah, I do. Not do I just go back and look at your guys' comments, but I scroll through. Maybe I can even show you guys really quick. I wonder if it will do it. On my end, on my phone, I actually have an app. And this is what it looks like. And so I could scroll through all your guys' comments like this. So it's just easier to, like and heart it and then comment back. So, I mean, it's really, I could spend hours doing it. It's just endless. These are just comments on everything I've ever posted. And yeah, it just keeps going. So this is what I do. And that's why I'm saying I'm being sincere when I read your guys' comments. It's just on my phone. Sometimes it's not comfortable sitting at a computer. And I read them. So just because I don't comment, I mean, guys, there's like 14,000 every week or something like that. So I do read them. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Paul said it right. Rest in hell. Well, that guy thought he was going somewhere else. You know what I mean, Paul? But I don't think so. So we had that take place. Good on the IDF. Again, this was allegedly the mastermind of the October 7th attack. So good on them for getting rid of another evil scumbag in this earth that the Democrats want to sit there and help support. You have the U.S. Rolling out the big guns, folks. Baby, does that bird look good? That bird is powerful, baby. That is a B-2 bomber, folks. A stealth B-2 bomber. And I think PT-302 is getting a little stoked when he sees that bad boy flying overhead, huh? Woo! Well, strikes on the Houthis. So finally. Now, I'm not sure if Joe Biden's aware of this, but the U.S. reportedly deployed a B-2 stealth bomber or bombers this week to strike underground weapon storage facilities used by the Houthis. Finally, we do something to them after they're attacking our allies, our merchant vessels, and our military. And they are backed by the Islamic terrorist group based in Yemen. And so I know I say this every time. I'm still waiting for our $10 billion. I want that money back so we can give it to, let's say, our veterans, or we could give it to the homeless people and help them. Something. So the Central Command said that bombers targeted hardened underground facilities housing missiles, weapons, components, and other munitions used to target military and civilian vessels throughout the region. So good. If Biden had any involvement in this, I don't know if he did or didn't, good. I will always call out when something or someone does something good. It's very rare, but I don't mind doing it. I want our country to be successful. And if a president keeps us safer by doing things like this, I don't have any problems with it. If you want to sit there and F around and support terrorism, well, you can find out. I don't know all of a sudden why Democrats are so soft on terrorism all of a sudden, as if 9/11 was that long ago. What, 23 years ago? 24, 23, 2001? Unbelievable. So, boom booms happening everywhere, not just in Joe's diaper, but also on the Houthis. Biden announced $4.5 billion in student debt forgiveness. I was told by the Supreme Court this was unconstitutional. It was, quote, an overreach of the executive branch, but that's not going to stop them from doing this. So I don't know how or why he thinks that he's going to get away with this, and maybe he will, but they're going to try every avenue of doing this. So just weeks before, there's issues with the page here, but at least we can get it up really quickly. Just weeks before the 2024 presidential election, Biden has announced his administration will be canceling $4.5 billion in student debt. Now, some of you are music lovers. I'm not hounding musicians. I love John Williams. I love classical music, Brahms, Strauss. I love music. I've been getting more into jazz over the years because my wife is very much into music. There's people that sat there and got like their PhDs in music theory, and they're paying like $260,000 in educational fees. And we have to sit there and cancel that debt. How is that a contribute to society in some way, shape, or form that's going to make this country more prosperous? And by the way, did you have any sort of thought or inkling that maybe you shouldn't take out $260,000 in student debt to get a degree in music theory, and then you're completely mind blown that you don't have a job when you graduate, and we're all responsible for that? Why are we always responsible for somebody else's idiotic decisions? You know what? Let's just do this, you guys. I'll make a stupid ass decision on my end, and then I will sit there and reach out to the Democrats to pay for my idiotic decision. Let me just go up, buy a house in Beverly Hills. Let me be really stupid about it. Well, why not? I didn't know. Like, again, with that logic, what they're trying to do, where does it stop? Sure, student debt is the first, but why, if you want to give people relief, which is what Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, is saying on the podium, well, it's all about giving people relief. We want to unburden them, right? Kind of soften the blow of what the psycho Kamala says. Don't be unburdened by what has been, or the freaking word salad is she does. Why not go after credit cards? Why would you not go after that debt? Why would you not go after people financing vehicles like that auto loan debt? Like, why are you just stopping there? But they're not. That's the thing. They will not. It's going to go further if Kamala Harris gets reelected, and you're basically a co-signer on everybody's loan. So not only are you now having to pay for illegal immigrants, everything that's involved with that, housing, food, shelter, water, lawyer fees, the utilities, electricity, all that stuff. Like, you have to pay for everything on top of paying for your entire family, on top of now paying for other Americans' stupid ass decisions for the debt that they took out. And this, for some reason, they can't climb out of it. Yeah, you're damn right. I'm a little frustrated because I don't like paying for somebody else's stuff all the time. Like, again, because the question is, who's going to pay for my stuff? I paid for my tuition. I didn't ask for a handout. I paid for it myself. I worked multiple jobs, but yet because somebody else is in a lesbian dance theory or underwater basket weaving, all of a sudden they get their loan paid off because Democrats think that's a benefit to the society. And we're going to bring this back, and then we'll get into Donald Trump itself. The legacy media outlets are ignoring the FBI's major crime data revision that we talked about yesterday. They weren't even close. They were saying it was down like 2.1% in 2022. And we got that from Real Clear Investigations, by the way. Nobody's still talking about it. I told you it's probably the first time you guys would hear about it was here on the show, when the FBI sat there and silently increased the violent crime to 4.5%. So they said it was down by 2.1%. All this stuff you're seeing by the media, the FBI, all these three-letter agencies is a bunch of bullshit. At this point, I've already cussed enough on YouTube where they're not even going to allow this to run, probably. Whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. All of it's foosery. The job numbers, the inflation numbers are foosery. They're lying to everybody. They're constantly changing the job numbers. They're saying that we weren't in a recession when definitionally we were in a recession. All this stuff is all bullshit. It's just bullshit. It is. So here we are again. They don't want to sit there and come out and call it out. They have to sit there and bury this stuff. Be patient, bad. We all paid for our home college thing. Decreased by 2.1% in 2022, and they increased it by 4.5. I mean, in statistics, that means you're not even close, baby. Not even close. And they did it quietly. And where's CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all these outlets? Where are you guys at? Hello? Knock, knock, knock. Where are you? Why are you not talking about this? Because it makes the Democrats look bad. That's why. And that's why, you know what? Here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Send it to all your friends. Send it out there, folks. Send it to all your Democrat friends. You know what? Hell, let's just post it on Twitter too. Why not? I'm going to go to Twitter right now. We'll do it live. We'll all do it together. Like we say, we're all in this together. There we go. Posting it to Twitter right there. Bam. Get it out there. Because you know what? If they're not going to do it, then we got to do it no matter how small we are. Brad Unfiltered. Yeah. Well, you know, YouTube's shadow banning us as well. I don't know if you guys saw, but it came out that they are. If you say anything negative about Kamala Harris through allegedly Meta, you will be shadow banned. And so I sat there and sent my video out to Elon Musk and the CEO of Rumble. And Rumble is aware of the video I sent, by the way. I did have communication with Dylan. I sent my stuff to the CEO of Rumble and everybody saying, look, I've been talking about this for what, 2 years now? I mean, we just did it. We just have a full thread with YouTube about shadow banning. And it's a little odd that numbers, do you guys notice that? It's a little odd. The second that we had that conversation and posted it to YouTube and Rumble, have you guys noticed the numbers slightly increased? Did anybody else catch that? I want to know if anybody else caught that as well. Not on our videos, but on our live streams. This, if you notice, our numbers spiked slightly after I had that conversation. We went from about 250 to 400 views per live stream, the hour-long podcast, to almost double that number, to like 1,000. Really odd, right? Really odd that once you send it to other people like Elon Musk and the CEO of Rumble, who have a big voice, your numbers kind of increase a little bit. Like somebody sat there and clicked the button just slightly. Really weird. Huh. It's funny how that works. I've been calling this stuff out for a long time. And other people that have been calling stuff out, but not in the correct way, is Joy Behar. Oh, this lady. God, dude. How do you live that long and just be that stupid? Like, honestly. And no disrespect. I mean, really, I'm just trying to understand. Joy, how do you live that long? I don't know how old she is. Maybe somebody can look that up for us. How do you go this long and just be wrong about so much? That it's truly remarkable. So she comes out and denigrated former President Donald Trump supporters. All of us. You want to know who denigrated all of us? And PT302, if anybody doesn't know who that is, that's a World War II veteran, by the way, over at Rumble. According to the Department of Homeland Security, kind of slurred that out a little bit. I bit my tongue in my sleep last night. Forgive me. Like talking like this. DHS Secretary, I can't even talk. DHS Advisory Board stated that if you are a religious person, if you are a Trump supporter, or former or current military, you are deemed a terror risk in your own country. Yes, that is correctly. If you're a Trump supporter, if you're religious, or if you were ever in the military or current in military, you are deemed a terror risk in your own country. We showed the receipts. We showed the evidence. We went so far, we actually showed you who was on the advisory board when they said that. So it's not uncommon for them to call us names. But don't worry, if you're in the military, yeah, vote Democrat, sure. If you want to go to World War III, sure, vote Democrat. That's freaking awesome. Just fine. And yeah, I don't want to go to World War III. I don't want to go to war. I enjoy my life. I've never been suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I will never, hopefully, be ever suicidal. I don't have those thoughts. In case, because we have death threats, you guys, just so you know, again, I'm always clear about that. I have death threats. I'm happy. I'm more than happy. Just saying. So somebody, I don't know if she isn't happy about her life, but we got Joy here. And she sits there and says, you guys are basically like drug addicts and alcoholics who cared more about feeding their addiction than about what happened to people around them. Joy, there was body cam footage of a black girl, I think her name was Kamala Bryant, stabbing another black girl in the neck. We watched it here on the show. It was this far from penetrating her neck, and this white officer runs up. He's like, hush, hush, hush. And he's like, pow, 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 and eliminates the threat. And Joy Behar, I kid you not, maybe I should repost the video. This knucklehead goes, well, he should have fired a warning shot, shot him in the buttocks or the kneecaps. So, Joy, just shut the fuck up, Joy. Joy, we don't need to hear from you, but we got to play the clip still. We got to play the clip.
Is addicted to the lies. You know, they're addicted. And I have a friend who was a drug counselor, and he said that nothing trumps an addiction. An addiction trumps everything.
Well, if you have to admit,
so even relationships, which is why if you're in a relationship with a drug addict or a gambler or an alcoholic, you'll never have.
I just want to make sure the music was coming from this video. Eric Birch with the $5. Thank you, sir. Always donating to the show. Greatly appreciate, man. Patriot fam. We love you too, brother.
The lies before Trump. They're addicted to Trump, and that means accepting racism. And it means accepting lies. But it means accepting hostility.
But, you know, the big lie was created by, you know, Goebbels back in the 30s. The big lie. You keep lying and lying and lying.
But if you admit that you believe the lies, you have to admit that you were duped.
They want to believe it.
Duped.
They want to believe
it.
And
they can't admit to being duped.
Is this music to dance to? I'm not sure. We'll be right back.
You know what? You guys deserve an apology. I'm sorry for having to torment you like that. Yeah, this might be the first apology we've ever given on the show. Sorry for having to put you through that. Yeah. But you gotta admit, like, it's remarkable that they're all sitting down there like, yeah, they're all addicts, right? yeah. Oh, yeah, they believe in all the lies. Yeah. It's like the big lie. You mean we gotta get to Trump? Can we get to some good stuff here? Can we get to some good stuff finally, folks? Like, Brad, where's Trump? Just give us the content, please. Please stop putting us through this Democrat crap. All right, let's get to some good news. Trump last night had a big night.
He reversed those policies.
And he also had a really good ad release here. Now, I don't know if it's officially a Donald Trump ad, but the contrast here that the Trump War Room put in place is just a remarkable ad. Just a remarkable ad itself. And it contrasts what was being stated before and then what Psycho Kamala Harris said during her Fox News interview. Now, we love ads. We love sponsors, which is why we're also going to highlight one of our premium sponsors, and that's Rumble's 1775 coffee, folks. Have you ever heard of the recent advertising scandal? Let me break it down for you. The CEO of Rumble, Chris Pavlovski, recently released an email from Inspired Brands and Dunkin' Donuts. The email explicitly stated that right-wing culture of Rumble is too polarizing. In other words, Dunkin' Donuts has a problem with right-wing culture and wants nothing to do with it or Rumble. So here is the solution. Stop buying products that don't support you and start supporting brands that support you. The competing coffee brand that we all need to get behind is Rumble's 1775 coffee. This stuff is good, folks. And for a limited time, Rumble is offering buy 2 bags of coffee and get 1 free. Go to 1775coffee.com and enter promo code Duncan to get this limited time deal. It is good coffee, folks. I do the dark roast. We got, Jerry and other patriots doing medium roast. So if you want to try medium, get medium. But if you want a thick beard like this and lose the hair on top of your head, get the dark roast. Actually, I'm hoping the dark roast grows it back, but I don't know. I started massaging it in, getting the coffee grinds. I'm kidding. I don't do that. Don't spread that like it's true, okay? Okay. Don't do the cheap fakes and deep fakes around here on me. But really, it is good coffee. Check it out, folks. We love, and supporting Rumble's great. They've been great to us. So here's this contrast. Check this out.
President Biden's decision to pull the U.S. out of Afghanistan led to the collapse of its government, its military, the death of 13 Americans, and it left tens of thousands of Afghans hoping to escape. It is one of the darkest moments of the Biden presidency.
You know what? You got to take responsibility for what happened in your administration.
As president, Trump severely restricted asylum and required migrants to await their court hearings in Mexico. When President Biden took office, he reversed those policies.
You know what? You got to take responsibility for what happened in your administration.
New numbers confirming what we already know. Inflation is skyrocketing, reaching a 41-year high.
You know what? You got to take responsibility for what happened in your administration.
The pain at the pump hitting Americans in the pocketbook. Gas prices reaching a record high, an average of $4.17 a gallon.
You know what? You got to take responsibility for what happened in your administration.
Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the largest largest invasion of a neighboring country in Europe since World War II.
You know what? You got to take responsible for what happened in your administration.
Breaking news tonight on that Chinese spy balloon. U.S. intelligence watched the high-flying airship as it lifted off near China's south coast. That means the U.S. military had been tracking it for nearly a week.
You know what? You got to take responsible for what happened in your administration.
The scenes this morning across Israel were chaotic, unprecedented, and terrifying. One of America's closest allies attacked and now at war.
You know what? You got to take responsible for what happened in your administration.
Doesn't matter if you heat your home with heating oil, gas, or electricity, you're going to pay more to stay warm this winter.
You know what? You got to take responsible for what happened in your administration.
Oh, God, that's so good. It's so good. I mean, run that again and again and again. You know, you got to be responsible for what you do in your administration. This has nothing really to do with the show. I just want to point out the fact that Tim Walz can't even fill an elementary school gymnasium. And there's, by the way, it's only the bleachers to the left that aren't even extremely high up that he can't fill. And if you look at the bleachers to the right there, they're not even open. And these people are all like social distancing for some reason to make it seem like it's more packed. Look at that. Oh boy. Yep. That's it. Okay. Yep. So, but don't worry. They're allegedly the most popular people ever. And so popular, they actually got rid of Joe Biden, who couldn't fill a freaking parking lot. But, you know, we're supposed to believe that everybody loves Kamala. Even in Democrat-ran areas, they don't like Kamala. So here's the event from last night. People start booing. These are folks right there. That little like the evil guy right there, not the priest. That guy, the Chuck Schumer, the glasses going like this, like the penguin. I'm gonna kill Batman. Yeah, that guy. They're all Democrats there. Even people that are suing Donald Trump are there.
And while we're very sorry that Vice President Harris cannot make it here in person, we will be joined by her later via video. And
wow, sure glad she's making time for her own people. So you had Jim Gaffigan, who comes up and says President Biden couldn't be here tonight. The DNC made sure of that.
Be here tonight. The DNC Catholic president, right? After JFK, President Biden couldn't be here tonight. The DNC made sure of that. That's... I guess I'm the only one that reads history. Catholic.
Jim did a pretty good job. I don't find him super funny. He kind of has like the same type of demeanor and humor every single time. But he did kind of get some jabs in on Kamala as well as Trump. But he, look, to that room, that's a tough room to start jabbing Kamala, and he did a good job.
This event has been referred to as the Catholic Met Gala. 22% of Americans identify as Catholic. Catholics will be a key demographic in every battleground state. I'm sorry, why is Vice President Harris not here? I mean, consider this. This is a room full of Catholics and Jews in New York City. This is a layup for the Democratic nominee. I mean, in her defense, she did find time to appear on The View, Howard Stern, Colbert, and the longtime staple of campaigning, the Call Her Daddy podcast. You know, this event
is pretty good. It's pretty good. Also, what's pretty good is Terry Collins with the $1.99 over at YouTube. Thank you so much with the microphone. You all have a voice just as well. Always appreciate you guys hanging out in the chat. I mean, the regulars we have in here, if you're not following us, hitting that like button, what are you doing? Smash the like button. Use that as a voice to get conservative thought and ideas out there. It greatly helps the channel. And follow us. Follow us. It's absolutely free. If you want to become a member, then, that's a little bit of paid, but appreciate your guys' support nonetheless for just being here. So Jim does some stuff, and then we get into Donald Trump, baby. The Trump Meister, he was good. Oh my gosh. I don't know who wrote this for him, but they deserve a standing ovation. So we're going to go clip after clip here of Donald Trump.
It's a true pleasure to be with you this evening. Amazing pleasure.
And these days, it's really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance. It's a true pleasure.
Mind you, that joke lands really well because a lot of people in there were actually suing them, like the main people. So here's Trump again. We're just going to go Trump after clip after clip.
A long tradition for both Democrat and Republican candidates for president of the United States to attend this dinner. It's a rule. You got to go to the dinner. You got to do it. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen to you from up there. You can't do what I just saw on that screen. But my opponent feels like she does not have to be here, which is deeply disrespectful to the event and in particular to our great Catholic community. Very disrespectful. The last Democrat not to attend this important event was Walter Mondale, and it did not go very well for him. He lost 49 states and he won one, Minnesota. So I said, there's no way I'm missing it. Actually, it was not easy for me to get here tonight. I wasn't going to miss this thing, no matter, I didn't care. I wasn't going to miss it. But that's true, Walter Mondale, 49-1. He was expected to do well, and it didn't work out. It shows you there is a God. I mean, for those people that are questioning it. I understand the real reason that she's not here is she's hunting with her running mate, spending a lot of time hunting. In any event, it's a weird. You know the word weird. They call me weird. They call JD weird. We're very solid people. This guy is calling us weird, but this was weird that the Democrat candidate is not here and with us tonight.
Oh, he wasn't done. I mean, look, he's charming, man. Trump is charming. He's good. The guy is good. I was watching him on Fox and Friends today. You all know this. I don't need to rehash it, but I feel like I need to. I voted for him in 2016. I voted for him in 2020. I got a lot of heat for voting for the guy. I lost a lot of friendships in Hollywood, by the way. None of my Hollywood friends that worked on like FX TV shows, like huge TV shows, even talk to me anymore because I voted for Trump. Now, if you notice, a lot more people are actually wearing Trump merch. Have you guys noticed that? Like all of a sudden it's okay. If you wore a MAGA hat like 7 years ago, you were deemed a racist. I have a red hat actually up here in the rafters that people would look at me weird because you're wearing a red hat. So here's more of Trump just killing it last night. Man, it was a 10. It was a 10 out of 10.
I'd have missed the Al Smith dinner for anything in the world. I still remember coming here as a very young guy with my father, Fred. He was a great guy, my father. He was a tough cookie, but he had a very big heart. He was, anytime we'd walk down the street, and you don't see it too much anymore, there'd be people standing with tin cans, and he would always take out $100 and put it in that can. And I always thought it was beautiful. And frankly, I even think more so now it was beautiful, because nowadays you don't see it so much. But I miss him, and we used to come here very religiously. And a great New York tradition has been born 79 years ago. It was born 79 years ago, and there are some people that were here for almost that length. I know many of them, and it's not a pretty picture. Not a pretty picture. The two candidates for president are supposed to exchange good-natured barbs, and you know we get along very well. I didn't like Biden very much, and now I like him quite a bit. You know, and now I say that she's much worse.
I know you can't see him, but doesn't Chuck Schumer, doesn't he just look like an evil villain from a comic book? You know what I'm talking about? Like the Joker or like the Penguin? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna come after you. It creeps the hell out of me, man. Jesus. Fix your face. Also, I want to give a shout out to Joanne here because she said Trump could help himself by learning to take a breath inside of doing that repeat. The last thing he said, he's a good speaker, but could also do so much better. Take a breath. So I'll give you guys some behind the scenes here. And the only reason I know this is because right before we went live, he was on Fox and Friends and talked about this, is that he was already saying he was extremely tired. and that he wanted to read his speech before he actually gave it. And then they told him that he had an interview to do with, was it Tyrone, who's on Greg Gutfeld's show, the former wrestler, the big guy? He has his own podcast, I guess. And Trump's like, okay, well, we gotta take care of him. We gotta do it. And so Trump was tired. He just wanted to relax. So he did that interview, and then he had to go straight to this. So he was saying that he wasn't able to read this beforehand. So basically, you're seeing a guy do what's called a cold read. I've done those in auditions for acting. Those are extremely hard. And I know we maybe want him to be a little bit better. I give this a 10 out of 10. This is extremely hard to do this type of performance in front of this many people and not have read what you're actually reading beforehand. To land those beats and jokes. Yeah, Tyrus. Thank you. Thank you, George. To land those beats and jokes, he's knocking out of the park, man. For a guy that's already tired, he's already had a long day, multiple interviews, and no breaks, and then going up here reading this for the first time, he's smashing it.
Than him. He was a much better candidate than her, actually. And when we hopefully win, dispose of her, I like her a lot, but right now I can't stand her. It's true. I can't stand. I've never liked people that I was competing against. When you do, a lot of bad things happen, and we are doing well. By the way, the votes are starting to come in. You got to get out and vote. And Catholics, you got to vote for me. Just remember. You better remember I'm here, and she's not. I could have done that too.
Dude, you know what? I'm going to go over here. This cardinal is loving Trump, by the way. This dude is loving Trump. He's like fully, because you know body language, right? When somebody's like leaning in, just giving you their full attention. This guy, he's cracking up. He's laughing. He loves him. Look at him.
But you do something that's incredible. The Catholic Church, you're helping the poor, educating children, and supporting the vulnerable. But if you really wanted Vice President Harris to accept your invitation, I guess you should have told her the funds were going to bail out the looters and rioters in Minneapolis, and she would have been here, guaranteed she would have been here. Guaranteed. She would have been okay. She would have been okay with that.
Look at their faces. Oh, look at everybody's faces. Oh, God. Trump just smacking them around. Oh, God, just no shame. I love the man. Oh, he's great. He's great. And you think it just ends there. Nope. It just keeps going and going.
As if he had a show on. Joe has almost disappeared from view. The only way he could be seen less is if he had a show on CNN. They had nothing. They've got nothing. Fake news, right? Fake.
I'm going to replay that one because it happened quick, but damn, it was good. Look at the Cardinal. He's like crying. He's laughing. Oh.
Joe has almost disappeared from view. The only way he could be seen less is if he had a show on CNN. They had nothing. They've got nothing. Fake news, right? Fake.
Oh my God! I'll just leave it over here and do that. This Cardinal guy's killing me. He's killing me. Guys, it was just joke after joke after. I mean, it was a roast. It was just a roast. Donald Trump was roasting the crap out of Democrats in a Democrat-ran state, in a Democrat-ran city, at a Democrat-ran event. The guy is just, I don't care who is here. I'm gonna smack the shit out of all of you. Just no shame, dude. The guy's ballsy, and I love it. I love it.
All polls are indicating I'm leading big with the Catholic vote, as I should be. But I don't think Kamala has given up yet. She hasn't. Instead of attending tonight, she's in Michigan receiving communion from Gretchen Whitmer.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, that is the best one yet. That is deep. Holy crap, that is deep. I will try to find you guys the picture. The fact that he knew that, you got to be really in the politics. And I'm going to try to find you the picture while he's playing.
That's not a pretty sight. But Catholics, please don't be too insulted by Kamala's absence. if the Democrats, he says, thank you very much, I appreciate it. If Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden. All polls are indicating I'm leading big with the Catholic vote, as I should be.
I'll keep trying to find it. You guys got to see it. It's, oh God, it's good.
Fact is, we need new leadership in this country. Right now, we have someone in the White House who can barely talk, barely put together two coherent sentences, who seems to have mental faculties of a child, it's said. There's a person that has nothing going, no intelligence whatsoever, but enough about Kamala Harris. Let's get on to something else. The fact is, we need new leadership in this country. Right now, we have someone in the White House who can barely talk.
God, man. It's like I'm sweating because I don't want to hysterically laugh in the mic with all of you. This one, White Dudes for Harris, this is the one that I saw. This is the one that just destroyed.
There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people is voting for me.
The place is erupting. Folks, like, you don't realize on my mic, right? A lot of these mics, like he has there, these mics have a noise suppression. So say if there was like construction going on behind me, you wouldn't be able to hear it. That place is laughing so hard that it is not only picking up the distance of the laughs, but it's also breaking through the limits and the noise suppression on the mics. That place is losing it. Do you know how loud that laughter has to be able to be picked up off his mic? That's insane. In a Democrat-ran area, New York City, that is suing the bleep out of Trump, trying to sit there and throw this guy in jail with Democrats like Chuck Schumer down there, the place is killing it. He is just killing it.
There's a group called White Dudes.
God, man. It was good. I mean, the roast of the Democrats is what it should have been called.
A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a nasty one. That's nasty.
Oh my gosh. If you're not aware, allegedly Doug like beat the crap out of an ex-girl or something like that. Damn, even Trump's like, that's nasty. Oh God, that one's brutal. You know, it's bad when even Trump's like, oh God, that was nasty. That was tough. Oh, he took it in the chin just like a trans does right in the jaw in the Olympics. Like, oh God. I want to play it again. I'm sorry, I have to. It was that good.
A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a nasty one. That's nasty. A major...
It's so good. It's so good. Yo, there's more. There's more, you guys. Can you believe it? Chuck Schumer is looking very gloom here. I'll make sure I move my cam over so you can see Chuck.
They're coming in very, very strong a certain way. I won't tell you what way that is, but Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? It looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. Coming in
Oh my God! No! No, he didn't! Oh, stop! Oh, shit! Yo! Yo! Oh my gosh! That was the best one. That was the best one.
Coming in very, very strong, a certain way. I won't tell you what way that is, but Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. Coming in.
Oh, God. I am sweating so bad right now. Oh, that was perfect. Guys, there's, I don't know, another 15. About another 15 clips. Another 15 clips of that speech. I mean, he knocked it out of the park, folks. Donald Trump, he's a showman. He's the greatest president in modern history. We need Mr. 45 to become Mr. 47. And I'll tell you what else we need. We need this advertiser right here. Are you ready to show your support in style, baby? Sticker Mule has a fantastic offer just for you, folks. So listen up here. For a limited time, you can grab free Trump stickers. There's no gimmicks here. You just saw the man, which is why we're plugging this right here. Free. You can grab free Trump stickers. Yes, you heard that word right. Free. Whether you want to decorate your laptop, car, or office space, these high-quality, durable stickers are perfect for making a statement. Just imagine how great they'll look, and they're super easy, and you just have to apply. You just have to apply them on. It's super. You just swipe and stick. Swipe and stick. Here's how it works. Just head over to stickerpack.com, or use the QR code here, and sign up and claim your free stickers and watch the fun unfold. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Stock is limited, so act fast. They're going to go up like hotcakes. Spread the word and let your voice be heard with Sticker Mule's awesome stickers. Once again, visit stickerpack.com, stickerpack.com today, and grab your free Trump stickers before they are gone, folks. You just saw this guy just steamroll over the entire Democrat Party in front of them. Hey, Chuck, you love trans and woke so much that if Kamala doesn't win, you could still run as a woman yourself. God, dude. Just no bleeps given. Oh, man, I'm getting a headache. No, thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys are always saying thank you to me. No, thank you for you always tuning in. Really, you guys are a blessing. He is sharp as ever, isn't he? Oh, he's great. He's great. Look, you guys are having a good time. Just, oh, man, I wish we could keep going, but we can't. I got to go to work. I got to go to work so we keep funding the show. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Thank you for always tuning in at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, grabbing your coffee, and hopefully you enjoy the show and you feel like you're getting something out of it. Value, community, whatever it may be. I really appreciate you being here. And if you think that we deserve your subscription, hit that like and subscribe button. Follow us over at Rumble. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime. If you want to become a member, that's available. We have a book called Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. Links can be found in the description, both on Rumble and YouTube. You can buy it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble online. I think even Walmart used to have it. But check it out. Thank you guys for saying great show ever. I appreciate you guys. With that being said, take care of each other. We'll be back here tomorrow for some spontaneous, sporadic news throughout the weekend, and definitely back here Monday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for another episode of The Ball Brad Show. Take care, Patriots.